Welcome to Uncommon Sense. It's where you get common sense from uncommon sense things. And I'm Jay Howard along with Big Brother Mo Better. That would be the one, the only Michael B. Wright Sr. Michael B.
Hey,
What's going on, man? Yeah, you kind of going in and out there. You all right?
hey, man, I'm on location, man. You never know.
Oh, there you go. That undisclosed location again.
That's what I'd say, boy. You never know where ass gonna pop up.
Man, oh man, oh man. We got him down low on the down low, bro.
Yeah, but just keep bail money available. Keep bail money available.
I know that's right. Just talk English, man. Talk English. Don't speak nothing else now.
Hey, man, just send back to the motherland, you know.
The motherland.
Go with my peoples.
My peoples. Where my peoples at? Where my peoples at?
Yeah, buddy.
Brother, tonight's edition of Uncommon Sense, we're going to be talking about them HOAs, meaning the Homeowners Associations.
Ooh, don't tell me, man. I'm in one thing.
Are they really valuable? Do they really do anything to help you with your home? Some say it keeps the value of the home or it increases the value of the home. But is that really, really true?
Let's feel it. I mean, it depends on who and where you are. That's what that is, bro.
Yeah, who and where you are, and who you connected to, right?
Bro, them HOAs have become a beast, man. That's the new frontier, there, boy.
The new beast, the new frontier.
The new frontier, man. These HOAs, boy.
Well, let's get a little introduction to the HOAs, and then we'll deep and dive into it because we got some case studies coming up right here on Uncommon Sense.
84% of newly built single-family homes sold in 2022 belong to what's called a homeowners association, which are organizations that oversee properties in a community.
Certain local governments require almost all new construction to have an HOA.
They're rooted in the desire for municipalities to offload their responsibilities for taking care of things that you would normally associate with paying your taxes.
Homeowners associations provide value to owners.
But there's been a backlash to HOAs because of some homeowners' negative experiences.
When I first bought this house, I was very excited. Seemed like it was a very nice, cozy, close-knit community. Then it started turning into a horror story.
I'm a huge believer that, you do sign away your civil rights when you're signing into an HOA or a condo association.
It's a matter of personal preference. Some people like anchovies on their pizza and some don't. Some people really like living in homeowners associations. Others don't like it.
So why are HOAs so powerful? And do they make homes more valuable?
Now, that is the question now. Does it make homes more valuable? Now, you heard one sister say it's been like a nightmare since we moved here. I thought this was the best thing possible. What'd you say, brother?
I said, that's before you put the wrong paint on the wall right there, boy.
The wrong paint.
Or the wrong paint, the wrong water, the wrong grass. It's coming.
Wow.
Yeah, buddy.
Wow,
bro. Regulate everything, man, from the water to the grass, and boy, please.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So let's go ahead and go with the actual function of an HOA, what it's supposed to do, how it's supposed to happen, and then we'll go on to see how it really goes on.
That part.
That part right there.
Yes, sir.
Homeowners associations are run by a board of directors that's made up of volunteers. who own property in the community. The HOA typically handles communal responsibilities, which can vary from managing amenities such as swimming pools to making sure property owners follow home maintenance rules. The board may hire a management company, which tend to be for-profit, to help run the day-to-day operations. Homeowners in the community pay into a fund for the HOA to have an operating budget. In the U.S., the typical home in an HOA pays between $200 and $300 per month in fees. HOAs have the authority to hand out fines to residents in the community that the association feels is not following the rules. Those fines may also accrue interest in some cases.
Now, in some cases, it's supposed to watch out for the value of the property of the homes. But then there's just this one thing, these fines.
That part.
What
Yeah.
kind of fines,
Oh, they fines, brother.
Exactly. They fine fines.
They fines, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man, everything from the grass to the mailbox to the paint, they'll find it. Oh, yeah.
This is strictly crazy, bro, on how these HOAs go.
It is, man. And like I said, bro, up north, like in Maryland and those particular neck of the woods, bro, them things are beasts of a different color, man, because people losing their houses, HOAs, like it's all these fines are coming up. But again, it seems nice, pristine, neighborhoods and da. Benefits of something. But again, when they hire out management, because I'm blessed to have a working relationship with a management company, and I know that. And I know how it's like when I tell you, bro, they are hardcore when they talk about even the level of your grass, dog. Your grass got to be a certain level.
A certain level?
A certain level.
I mean, when you say level, what you talking about, man? Hold up.
If you have a certain type of grass like Bermuda, it can't be over 2 inches.
What?
Bro, ain't lying. If it's over 2 inches, you can get fined for that.
What if I got just regular old grass, not no Bermuda grass?
Well, in this particular subdivision, you ain't gonna have regular old grass. You gonna have turf.
Turf?
You gonna have turf
that I got to pay for.
Yeah, you gotta pay for it, bro. And they tell you how often you can water it. They're gonna tell you again how low it's supposed to be. That part.
Say what?
Oh yeah. Like I said, I am blessed to work for one, and I'm telling you, I have a contract with one, brother. And when I tell you, bro, they on there like barracudas, boy.
Wow.
Listen here. I can tell you, man, them fines can rack up real quick.
Well, let's go into the case study now. We go into the case study because let's see if Brother Wright really telling the truth here. He just, speculating here.
The Innistrosas annual dues for their HOA in Noonan, Georgia is $200 per year, which is lower than the national average. So on paper, their HOA membership doesn't seem like that much of a financial burden, but that's not been their reality.
When we moved in 2008, we found out that there was a balance that was attached to the home because it had been sitting in the community, and they were fining us for that balance and late fees and any other type of fines that they would put onto the home for lawn care or anything. All of that was attached to this home when we moved in.
From 2008 to 2014, we tried to get in contact with the HOA and we never had a reply from them. And we just kept trying and no answer.
By August 2015, the HOA put a lien on the Innistrosas' home. In the court documents, the HOA said the Innistrosas owed more than $1,600. A lien is when a party has a legal claim to an asset, such as a home, which can serve as collateral to satisfy unpaid debt. This can open the door to the HOA escalating to the next level of debt collection, such as foreclosing on the home or, in the Innistrosas' case, garnishing wages.
In mid-2015, they started garnishing my wages. The first time I learned of that was when I got my first paycheck that they garnished. I didn't get any prior notice. I got a notice 2 weeks after.
Even though the HOA was collecting from Jules' paycheck, invoices filed with the court showed they were adding fines rather than deducting from the overall balance. By December 2016, the HOA said the Inestrozas owed more than $4,300.
In 2016, I decided to go into debtor's court. My attorney and the HOA's attorney came to an agreement that I would pay $3,200. We paid in installments, and we finally paid that off in January of this year.
But it seemed like never got to the management or the homeowner association. Just adding fines and adding interest. That's all they was doing.
So they were still saying that I owed almost $8,000, while my attorney and their attorney agreed on $3,000 something.
The Inestrozas estimate that they've paid about $12,000 in fines and garnished wages to the HOA, along with thousands of dollars in legal fees to their own attorneys. The latest invoice they received on August 18th, 2023, says they still hold a balance.
Even after paying $12,000, they're still saying that we owe them $8,000.
Hold up. Let's just break all this down. Break all this down. First of all,
I told you.
I buy the house.
Yeah.
And there are fees attached to the house after I have bought the house.
Yeah, man. Because see what happened in their case, the Scripture case, man, is the house was sitting vacant from like 2008, 2014. And so if the HOA provides upkeep for that property, they tag that onto their property. So when you buy that property, you're buying everything they did to upkeep that house to a certain standard until you took possession of their home.
But then I didn't know anything about the fees until later on, when I find out the fees had about at least $3,000 on them.
Unfortunately, my brother, it don't matter. Everything is locked into that address.
But then,
and that's all they need.
But then though, right? But I didn't mean to interrupt you. But then you gonna garnish my wages.
That's the whole problem, bro. It's a legal entity, man. That's the whole issue. These HOAs are ruthless. Like I said, in some cases, especially if you get into a certain kind of hue, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it can get ugly real quick, man. Because again, that's a legal entity. Folks don't recognize just how much power those HOAs have when it comes down to when you sign that contract, bro. That's a legal contract.
But then I only find out 2 weeks after the garnishment has been started.
Again, see, the other issue, man, is again the line of communication. If they've outsourced the management side of the HOA to a law firm, then they're going to say, well, it's a responsibility to communicate with you. So the HOA is going to buck that off. And then, of course, the lawyers can say the same thing, that something should come from the board of directors. So it's a back and forth. And that's why the chain of command, the communication in a HOA, especially again, if they outsource the management of the HOA to a lawyer or to a for-profit company, it can get it gets convoluted real quick, because there's no sheer change of command. There's no, unless it's a property manager, so all of them are ran differently. That's the whole problem. There's no, again, continuity among certain dynamics. So yeah, it's a free fall. And I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, man. Mostly the ugly. When it comes down to when something is outsourced, there is no real point of contact in the situation with the house in Noonan here. Again, the HOA can buck it off as the management company supposed to respond to you, and not the HOA itself. But it's the HOA that is telling the lawyers what fees to assess and yada yada yada. So it's an underhanded thing, man.
Whoa, man.
Yeah.
But then I go into debtor's court thinking, okay, I'm gonna do this so I can wipe out this debt. Then my attorneys and their attorneys agree on an amount.
Right.
But then the management company knows nothing about it.
That part. And they're still assessing fees even after you go. That's the deal with that current debt. That's nothing to do with what's accruing after that debt. That's the other problem. Because Yeah, the fees are tagging on, whether it's again the regular HOA fee or if it's a fee for a fine for this, Those fees those are new fees. So you're dealing with an old tag that you were trying to get rid of, but the new ones, oh, they's a keep coming.
So my attorneys and the management company agreed at $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
But the HOA tagging on more fees. You owe now $12,000.
Exactly, because they can. Again, it's all new fees, man.
Wow.
That's what it literally, man. In a lot of cases, it is a Pandora box. There's no end to it. And when you talk about interest, all that stuff accruing every single month, oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It can get ugly real fast.
Then so I gotta ask the question. Then what's the benefits to a HOA?
That's up in the air. Again, it depends on who you ask. Again, continuity. Again, property value.
Yeah.
Those are staples they're gonna throw out there. But again, it depends on how far and how aggressive those HOAs can become. And again, if you get the wrong president in there, who's off the heezy, again, it's a legal document. It's a legal entity. And so that in itself is problematic because you have no continuity when you are dealing with regular residents who are actually board of directors. So if you get somebody, man, again, who's flaky, who's crazy, who's a hothead, again, it can go south real quick because there's no parameters, there's no guardrails when it comes down to HOAs, man.
So right, I know you're a smart man. I know you know what you're talking about. But let's go ahead and get quote unquote the experts to see what they say about this.
Bring them.
Okay, let's go.
A lot of people have trouble thinking of community associations as a business, even though statutorily, in many cases, they are. You have to think about it like running a business. At the same time, you have to think about it from the perspective of a group of investors who all have this shared goal of making sure their investment's safe. And nobody's quite sure how to do that. And when you bring in an outside advisor to help run your organization, those people's goals are not the same as the goals of the people who made the initial investment.
Professional involvement in HOAs is increasing, with the for-profit homeowner association industry growing to $38 billion. Jessica and Matt have been fighting for more transparency about where their HOA fines are going.
We had 4 months of pulling teeth. We wanted a general ledger, but they gave us a balance sheet and a budget.
We contracted a forensic auditor, CPA. It is very concerning to see that the amount of income that they're receiving is coming from these particular aspects: fines, citations, collection, legal fees. And her recommendation was remove the board, freeze the account, get access into the bank account. The numbers don't align with each other.
In most cases, association management companies charge a flat fee for their management services for the association each month. They're not getting a share of the proceeds. That's not how they're compensated.
If we didn't have a management company, we wouldn't have to be dealing with these different problems that we're having. Basically, they're just milking the community.
The Inostroza's experience with their HOA highlights some patterns seen across the country when it comes to how much power HOAs have. 57% of homeowners polled disliked living in an HOA, with more than 3 in 10 homeowners saying they feel like the HOA has too much power.
People need to understand how much power a board of directors has. Governments are giving the power of the municipality to these communities.
They act as hyper-local governments and in many ways supersede all the other laws that exist when you sign into a covenant that runs with the land.
So where is the governing body in this? Because there's got to be a governing body somewhere.
You asking?
You got the HOA.
Yeah.
But then you got the management company.
Right.
So the HOA could say, okay, you owe this.
Right.
But then the management company can say, well, you owe this.
Bingo.
So you're always owing like 2 times the money that you're paying.
Oh wait, 'cause there's no continuity.
Wow.
Again, the outside sourcing company can tack on their own fee.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's a percentage, sometimes it's a flat rate. So you got that side, but then of course HOAs again, those fees can go from anywhere. I mean, again, paper on the ground, that's $10. Anything can be a fine based on what that contract says. And what was an issue is again, a lot of folks don't read the fine print. It's just you're going into a covenant, but you don't really read what them folks have the power to do when it comes down to your house.
Okay. So now we got to read about the covenants, the conditions, and the restrictions, right?
You better.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's go to that beautiful bean footage real quick, all right?
All right then.
Covenants is shorthand for Covenants, Conditions, and Restrictions, or CC&Rs. These are documents that outline the HOA board and homeowners' rights and obligations. A homeowners association usually enacts the CC&Rs, as well as the bylaws that outline procedural matters, when it's incorporated by the subdivision developer.
The board in the beginning is controlled by the developer. So it starts out as a board of people that are paid on behalf of the developer to operate that community. And it transitions 100% of the time. In some cases, it takes years. In other cases, it might only take 1 or 2 years to a set of volunteers.
Homeowners who have disputes with their HOA say they have trouble getting help from official government channels.
I have personally contacted the city officials. None of them want to get involved in the HOA.
There are only 7 states that have an Office of HOA Ombudsman: Colorado, Delaware, South Carolina, Florida, Illinois, Nevada, and Virginia. However, the Ombudsman office is usually not very well funded, and they have limited jurisdiction over the types of complaints they can take. And in some cases, that's all the Ombudsman office can do is take your complaint. They can't even take an active role in investigating or resolving the complaint.
As far as the regulation goes, I think a lot of that regulation is predetermined. So in other words, there's already laws that are set up in place. And so inherently, they're already being regulated that way. And of course, you've got the court systems for checks and balances in case you have a disagreement within your homeowners association.
I think that education is really key to these communities. I mean, they need to know that there's nobody that's going to help them, that in a lot of cases, civil court is the only answer. So you can't even take some of these communities to small claims court.
There's really a very limited number of scenarios where a court can say that something that's binding in your covenants is not valid.
Lawmakers in several states, such as Texas, North Carolina, and Florida, have introduced policies to address some of the issues homeowners have been raising, but it's been met with backlash from the professional management industry.
There's always going to be a wide variety of perspectives and concerns. So no solution, no bill, no piece of advocacy is ever going to garner 100% support from everyone. We try to find the best middle ground that makes sure the association runs effectively and people's investments are protected.
As of right now, change has to happen at the grassroots level, with homeowners fighting through the court system as well as through voting for a board they feel represents them. Matt was elected president of the board in October 2023.
So these are your new officers. Thank you very much.
I did the oath when I became a naturalized U.S. citizen. It was my duty. And regardless of my economical condition, I have to fight for them.
I would feel bad, selling this home to someone else, especially if they don't know what's been going on in the neighborhood. And I feel like I would probably just be like, hey, look, I don't think you want to move in this neighborhood. You may want to think about it.
Wow. She said that I will feel bad in selling this home to somebody.
Oh. Because like I said, man, it's a Pandora box.
I mean, bro, there's no governance anywhere. And then they can say something in your covenants, well, that's not right anyway.
Exactly. That's the whole point. Because again, man, when people discover a new cash cow, and HOAs is another cash cow. then they're going to lobby when municipalities try to actually regulate those bad boys. They're not going to have it. Not when you making, like they said, $30 billion off this already, man.
Yeah.
And can you imagine what else are going to balloon to in the next few years? This is money, man, hand over fist. And the part about it, man, it's just like car insurance. You got to have it, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, if you're inside this house and cities now are making it so that HOAs have to be a part of a certain developmental developments inside certain neighborhoods, so it's a locked in thing. So everybody getting a kickback. But at the end of the day, so since you're in this neighborhood, you got to be a part of HOA, and so that means you are automatically on the hook for a particular assessed amount every single month. So you can't get away from it unless you try to get a house that does not have one, and that also brings its challenges too. But at the end of the day, the same thing is there when you have some entity that knows that this is a cash cow, and it's unregulated to so many degrees. Then yeah, the guardrails are off, and that's why 9 out of 10 will end up in civil court.
Right.
Not small claim, bro. Civil. That's what it's like with. Civil. You bypass small claim, bro.
Well, look at the fees. The fees are civil fees.
That's it, man. And the one in Noonan, man, that is a small, minuscule amount.
Yes.
Of them suckers can get to, bro. Just saying.
My.
So again, people, it has goods and bads, but I think the issue is since there is no regulation, and because there is this open box that you can just fill up whatever you want to. I think at this point, and especially with certain experiences, it's not fair and well for those who are just starting out. And if your money's already, tight, you're already house poor, and then here you go getting an HOA, and that's coming at you every single month, plus a mortgage, plus everything else. Some gonna go lacking somewhere real quick, bro.
And depending or not whether that your committee is a favorable committee, meaning that you all can work together.
Right.
Well, actually look at the fees that are assessed on your home, actually. Like this case right here in Georgia. This is an extreme case right here, yo. Where you got this, I guess what they call it, a chair? The chair of the HOA? Or the president of the HOA?
Yes, sir.
Where she just going ham and just charging for fees. Like, I mean, she charged one dude $10,000 fee right then, $10,000, and didn't have to explain it.
No. That's the other part about it, man.
Whoa.
It don't have to be explained. That's the scary part.
For beating footage. Yeah, that's the scary part. Let's go there. Wow.
The Grapefield community in Loganville, east of Atlanta.
I always check my camera around the house.
Installing cameras not because of crime,
bullied, harassment,
but concerns with their own HOA president.
And I have video of her going outside to inspect.
Just make sure you don't cross the little pink ribbon right there.
We'll start with Frank Bosa.
She sent me a bill that I owe her $137,000.
You heard that right, $137,768.
We have no idea what this fine is for.
I have no idea. My attorney also said there's no indication of any violation.
But Bosa believes
she is interested in taking over my house.
And with an HOA fine more than $2,000 and a 30-day notice, that's legal in Georgia.
Man. Dog.
I saw, boy. I saw it right there. Oh, no, shout.
Oh, hell no, shout it.
I saw it right across your forehead. Hell no, shot it.
And then in Georgia, any fee from $2,000 above, you can sue for that. You can foreclose on that.
You can foreclose, bro.
Wow.
Told you.
And she charged this man $137,000
with no explanation. Told you.
That's straight up gangster, bro.
That's good again. And again, if you think about that, should be some kind of that should be grossly illegal. To charge somebody, man, with no explanation, know where the fees come from, none, and then for her to be able to submit it and that thing still legal with no kind of recourse other than take that child to court. So that's still money out your pocket. And God,
you might win and you might lose.
That's what I'm saying. God forbid you lose. Now you got court costs and you still got them fees and you still might lose your house. I'm just saying. You can't make
this up, man.
You can't make this stuff up, man.
Here's another case here in Georgia, the same complex, right here in Georgia. You were saying in the North, man, all you gotta do is look here in the South. Look at the South. The South is crazy.
Because they got that girl Karen in there. That's what that is, man. They got a Karen from.
That's why that's where they get Karen from. Yep.
Coleman and his wife moved in to help her parents who are both battling cancer. After arguments over property lines with the HOA president next door, Coleman filed a police report alleging she kicked him. Police said there wasn't enough evidence, but soon after, they too received a fine. This one, $10,000 with no explanation.
We anticipating getting 5 more of these.
They say the stress is taking its toll.
And as a result of what's been going on, my mom has been hospitalized, as well as my dad here, and even myself.
Homeowners in the neighborhood tell us they began asking for financial ledgers after their dues went up another $500 this year. In 2019, when the homes first sold, dues were just $500. In 2022, when homeowner Melody Downing took over as president, they rose to $745.
Okay. Is she getting a cut or something? What? Or is she really buying the houses? That's what she trying to buy the houses.
Then my thing is what I don't understand is why they don't book that child out of there.
Yes.
Come on, people. You use the brain that the good Lord gave you. Now, some things you got to put up with. But yeah, man.
Well, let me show you what she pulled. Now, hold up. She pulled the gangster.
Let it roll.
She pulled the gangster on her, bro.
Let it roll, play.
Hey, wait a minute. Let me see if I can pull this beautiful beam footage of this one to continue the start right here of HOA.
This is Downing holding a HOA meeting in the street, explaining residents have 10 days to fix any non-compliance or pay.
The consequence of them is going to be $3,500. We do not waive fees.
On February 1st, neighbors called a special meeting to vote for a new HOA board, but say Downing made them pay the special assessment and a late fee in order to vote.
She said, oh, you paid the $200 special assessment, but you did not pay the late fee for $50.
But under Georgia's new Property Owners Association Act of 2024, homeowners can't be denied the right to vote based on outstanding fines, and a late fee can't be more than 10% of the fine.
We held the election. We got the majority vote. And here we are.
That's Takesha Allen, legally the new HOA president.
We are in the battle of trying to take it over.
Now taking the battle to court, they say homeowners who voted for Allen are receiving more fines.
I receive a notice saying, you have a unicorn in your garden. You should remove that. I was like, I don't have a unicorn.
This is that so-called unicorn, a garden gnome that's been there for 2 years without issue. They and another neighbor also received fines for their cultural and religious decorations.
I had some decoration that I do it differently. because I'm from different side of the planet.
They say fines keep coming for things like garage doors open or dented and faded shutters.
It is unjustified, it is unlawful, and this community is tired of it.
I have worked so hard to achieve what I have. It's not by crooked way, it's not by stealing, it's not by fraud, it's hard work.
Bruh. You see what she pulled? She's like, before y'all can vote, you got to pay this fee.
Bro, I'll pay a fee, all right.
But then, even after she got out of there, she's still putting fees on people.
Because the new board trying to take over, she's still in there.
So now they got to go to court to get her out of that position.
Pretty much. Because she's going to say that she has a legal precedent that before all these things came down, you know, she's grandfather there, you know what I mean?
Wow, bro.
It gets ugly.
It gets ugly, Doc.
And again, this is when that's one of my greatest concerns is when you have somebody like that who does become someone who's that vindictive, who is that, you know, often bring as far as you're dealing with people. And they become the one that can dictate this stuff. And there is no recourse other than civil. Because even though the homeowner may not pay the fine, well, that stuff is still accruing interest, you know. And if it's quote unquote decided that it is a legal fine that is actually valid based on whatever standard there is, then you're still on the hook for those fees plus that interest.
Right.
And again, I don't think folks really understand how bad this can go real quick.
Real quick, bro. Real quick.
I don't support violence, but just saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
Sometimes you got to tell
the
folks.
Same energy you coming with, the same energy I got to bring.
Matching energy, baby. I'm just matching energy. That's all I'm doing.
Just matching energy, baby.
You know, man. Some again, you got two elderly people battling cancer, and you gonna put them through this? Come on, now, baby. It ain't that serious.
It ain't that serious, bro.
It ain't that serious. But here you go.
Well, here's some key things to look at when you got an HOA or you going into a HOA well, first of all, you got demand transparency. That's the first thing. Demand it. All right. You want to see what's on them books. And don't let them just give you something because they'll give you anything and say, they'll give you receipts and say that's what they spent. And then you got to be an advocate, meaning that, hey, you got to be in the HOAs, you got to be up there in the meeting. You got to make sure you know what's going on at all times.
You do, man.
Yeah.
That's you got to be involved.
Then you got to also seek legal counsel. Seek legal counsel. Make sure you got legal counsel on speed dial.
That bro said on speed dial.
On speed dial. Anything go funny.
Yeah.
Hey, me and my counselor. Then also, hey, it's hard to do, but report the HOA. I mean, the only thing you could probably do is take them to court and go through the civil situation. But of course, that's legal fees and everything.
Yeah, boy.
My thing is, don't even get in one. Don't even get in one. Because usually HOAs, new constructions, new construction properties, they have HOAs. But if you can just, hey, when you hear you got an HOA, no, that's okay. Thank you. Keep it moving.
Does limit your options, and again, in some cases, man, there are a couple that I know of that there are some good HOAs. Clients, she lives in an upscale neighborhood, and the HOA is one of them. Now, her fee is $500 a month. I'm just gonna put that out there.
A month
You didn't hear me?
or a year?
No. A month.
Okay.
Like I said, you
Okay.
500 a month. Because
month.
I did the same thing. I kind of said, baby, what you say then? I said, how much you spend a month, baby? She said, yeah, it's 500 a month.
Okay.
I said, HOA? She said, yes, HOA. I said, okay.
Mm.
I must admit, matter of fact, I met the board president. It's a brother. It's and an older gentleman, retired military. And like I said, they run theirs tight, and folks love it only because again, it's not overbearing. And when you got the right people in charge, and they are just simply trying to make sure the community stays safe, those cats they got the neighborhood watched down, man. So I'm telling you, going that bad boy, you got some eyes on you, boy. Soon as you so from that standpoint, yeah, you have some good ones out there, and they few, but I'm telling you, they're few and far between. But in cases like this one, I know of, yeah, it's a good one, and you can tell it. The houses are kept immaculate. You ain't gonna see that no broke down car nowhere. I'm telling you, no. I'm telling you, it's not gonna happen. So it does stand to reason that if it's done correctly, yeah, benefits to it. But in the cases like when you got the girl that lost her freaking mind, again, there's no guardrails. But Jay, when you talk about new construction, man, I'm telling you, man, that they are making it a staple that these new constructions have HOAs, and I really understand how deep this thing is getting, because this is how they are, just like they redline communities as far as keeping blacks. They're doing the same thing, man. They are literally getting into a situation where they are planning neighborhoods in such a way, and this is why not only do you got to be involved if you get inside HOA, you got to be involved in planning and zoning. These are things, and when I work with concerned black clergy, I learned back. One thing that Maynard Jackson did, bro, that changed the game was on NPUs. Those neighborhood planning units, man, in Atlanta, them suckers there are off the chain doing his particular his tenure, man, and doing that season. Those NPUs, brothers, really made sure certain things went down the pike and certain things were.
Wow. And Brother Wright just went off the screen. He'll be back right here on Common Sense. But we're going to keep it going because we're going to talk about communities of color overtaxed. That is the problem. That's one of the next problems here. So let's go to this wonderful beam footage and see what it says. And we'll go, and hopefully Brother Wright will join us right after this.
Nationwide, homeowners in majority-minority neighborhoods are too often paying more in property taxes as a percentage of their home's total value than homeowners in majority-white neighborhoods. In Cook County, the I-Team found that more than 11,000 properties in the south suburbs saw their property tax assessments increase twofold or more in its most recent assessment. The most recent assessment for the north suburbs showed only 0.2% of properties saw their assessed value double or more. In the city of Chicago, over 12,000 properties more than doubled in assessed value between the last two assessment cycles, mostly on the south and west sides of the city.
Okay, here's the problem. They overvalue our properties in our neighborhoods.
Yep.
But then when they go north, then they say, okay, well, we undervalue those properties. So they pay less taxes, but we pay more taxes.
That part.
That is absolutely crazy.
Planning and zoning, man. I'm telling you, that's the department you better hit hard when you learn how to do it.
Planning and zoning, right?
That's the department, man.
Wow.
That's where it is.
Wow.
And yeah, man. Planning zone, I'm telling you.
So let's go to the case study that shows this. And this
Mhm.
is kind of crazy how this happened. But anyway, right here on Uncommon Sense, here's the case study.
Twyla Hayes says her South suburban family home is slipping away.
I was stunned. I thought it was outrageous.
It started with a staggering Cook County reassessment. Her home's value jumped from $116,000 to $240,000. Then the tax bill more than doubled to more than $12,000 a year.
It's absolutely a nightmare.
Hayes' property tax bill, which gets paid from her mortgage escrow, meant an increase to her mortgage payment.
I was paying $950 a month, and then it went to $2,304 a month.
Can you imagine? You paying $940 a month, and now you paying $2,300. You might well say 24.
Oh, man, that hurt my heart.
Yes.
God dang.
So, how can you combat that?
That's the problem, man. You can't. Definitely homestead exemption. There's some things of nature, but when they do those tax assessments, and I'm telling you, man, when they do those tax assessments and they start slapping on those high fees, not fees, but slap those high market rates to those based on, they're gonna say resale value,
Right.
That's when things go crazy. But again, it's mostly in established neighborhoods by which, you have older Black residents,
right,
who've been paying, $200 a month for the rent, and then when that doggone tax rate go up, that sucker goes up with 2 minutes for your monthly payment, and it ain't pretty for senior citizens who on fixed income, man.
From $950 to $2,400.
Yes, sir.
So you got to actually challenge that appraisal all the time, and
You have to
see if you can get it down.
You have to, man. But the sad part about it, if you have houses start to sell around your home that have, again, these exorbitant real estate price tags to it, that's all they need, man. That's all they need.
Right.
So you really got to look at what they're building. That's what they're planning zoning. You got to look at what they're building in your neighborhood. You got to look at the sale of particular homes in your neighborhood. There's so many things, man, that play into your tax assessment that again, folks can start paying really to until now, because people have found out that this is a cash cow, and it's an easy cash cow, because there's no whole barge on this thing right now, man.
Well, I think everything also started even. It was starting to do that, but even it started after COVID. Especially when you're talking about the rental industry, how you had, you can rent an apartment $600, $700, maybe $800. All of a sudden, it jumps to $1,600.
That's it.
$2,000.
Yes, sir. That's it, sir. Yep.
And you like, what?
Because they making up for what they lost doing COVID, man. I guess. Hell, I don't know. But that's. I'm telling you, man, real estate is the cash cow, bro. And if you don't recognize how to navigate those waters real quick, it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Because them cities depend on that, man. That's why they do what they do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is why, again, when people talk about taking away tax, state income tax, when folks don't recognize that state has got to make up those fees somewhere else.
Correct.
I mean, so it's going to be in raising your property taxes or sales tax. There's going to be some way to make up that loss of revenue.
Right.
So, I mean, you can shout for joy all you want to as far as somebody taking 7% for you. But if they tacking on 30% onto your property taxes, what have you really gained? But that's where you are.
Right.
And again, conversations need to be had where people are actually being informed. What's the ramifications for doing A, Y, B, C, and D.
Right.
What's the ramifications of it? Just don't give speaking points. Tell me the real long term what it's gonna do to me, man.
Exactly. Tell me what it's gonna do to me.
That part.
And stop telling me the boycott Target.
Because
Or Dollar General.
Yeah, Target, man.
Like I said, Target last year made $129 billion.
That part.
So we need to start regulating this situation.
Got you, man.
Because this is crazy situation, especially for our elders. Our elders that live in homes and then they can't afford them, then they foreclose on them, and they buying them pennies on a dollar.
Tax sale, man. That's the painful right there, man. Tax sale.
Wow.
And it's a lot of elderly, unfortunately, especially again, widowers who, again, the man took care of most of the stuff, especially that was old.
Right.
They ran it that way. And so then when mama finally starts taking over everything, she don't know where everything is. And then all of a sudden, that thing goes south real quick. Mom get her hands on it. So it is a conversation, man, that needs to be had. And it concerns me that with all the volatility to this, that the most vulnerable are not being instructed on what's happening. I mean, you can say what you want, man, but when Texas can openly, and I mean openly, demand the election map, when they can do that mess, man, and literally say, because we got the votes, we can do this. What does that tell you about everything else, man?
Right.
What does that tell you about what they're doing behind the scenes, which you cannot see?
Not see. Right.
That's going, this is where you are. Yeah. And again, the feel good messages and the feel good, God gonna take care of you. Yes, He will.
Yes, He will.
But God gives you wisdom on how to do that.
Yes.
It's not just He gonna wave a wand, everything gonna be all right. No, He gonna give you a scratch, and I be paying attention. Yeah. I really don't. I do not think folks are paying attention to this.
No, they're not. They're not, because there's no strategy. There's no answer for it. It's just that people just standing by, allowing people for it to happen, because they don't know how to stop it.
And see, that's the issue. Whatever you don't know, and this is one of the beautiful things that my father taught me.
Yeah.
Whatever you don't know,
right.
Have enough God in you to find out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Part right there. It's you. We're far gone waiting for somebody to tell us what's happening.
Right.
You need to dig into stuff for yourself, and you got to have enough, God in you, to ask the right question. And if you ain't getting the right answers, keep digging until you get to the right hole, and then we're good to go. But right now, man, again, you're so far beyond, money coming to me now, and you so beyond, walk around your bills 7 times and everything gonna be all right. You're so beyond that now.
So beyond doing marches and things of that nature, because I mean that got you to a certain point. Now you've reached that certain point. Now what?
Well, I mean, even King was trying to tell you that.
Yeah.
The last leg on this side, man. King was telling you that. You got to go for that, man. You got to go for your economic rights, and you got to build economic footing.
Right.
And that's with anything,
Anything.
And it starts with individuals. Before you start trying to get community, which we got to get to, you got to start this stuff at home, man. You got to in your house, getting your butt out of debt. Spending less than you make. It's those small things like that, man, that make a world of a difference.
Right. Exactly. But
I was telling young cat, man, he wanted to work with me. I was like, okay. No problem. But then as soon as I was watching him, and he went back to the car and lit up, a nice little piece of paper.
Yeah. You won't work with me.
I said, bro, you said you won't work. He said, yeah, I do. I said, would that lit paper in your hand? I said, no.
No, bro. No. Because I need you fully conscious.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you can't be in another stratosphere riding on his lawnmower.
No, sir.
Bro, come on now, man.
Mm-mm.
It's these things, man, that again, certain young people, that's not the whole generation, but some young people, man, you've been duped into believing something that ain't real.
Right. Exactly.
I'm telling you, these guys know what they're doing. They
Yes.
know and they plan it, and unfortunately, they plan it better than you are.
Right.
And that's what these young folks don't understand.
Right.
That's why most can't afford a home. You're not in the house. You're renting.
You're renting.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You got to think about where you are. You can't be 40 and 50 years old still renting somewhere.
Right.
Think you're going to get economic footing. It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen at all.
So that's what I'm saying, man. It's a game, and y'all ain't playing it right yet.
Yeah. You got to play it right, because see, right now it's just uncommon sense. Right now, it ain't even common sense. It's uncommon sense because it's not even common to you. So let's learn the game, and then let's play. Right?
I hope so, brother.
I hope so, Doc.
It's getting kind of bleak. I'm gonna tell you right now, boy.
Yeah, but we got hope.
Yeah, long as Jay Howard on the mic, boy, we got hope, boy. You know what I'm saying? Long as Jay Howard.
Long as Big Brother Mo Better here, boy, we got hope. You got hope, Doc. You got hope.
I know my life trying to stay in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Same here. Same here.
Trying to stay in my.
Uncommon Sense. You can hear us every Tuesday at 7:00 p.m. right here on thetruevision.net and also since-you-asked.com. It's been a palm-heaving pleasure right here on this night. See you next week.